The Cowboys won a preseason game. Yeah, the Cowboys won a preseason game. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in Frisco a couple times, being from NDSU. I've been here 4 times before these preseason games with the Cowboys, but, it's always great to play in Texas. So.
What do you think of how Will Grier performed tonight? Obviously, tough situation for him, and he came out and played really well.
I mean, he was, like you said, played really well. He led this offense, and, he did it at a really high level tonight, and you can just tell that, he really cared. Some of those big scrambles he had and, big situations, really helped us move the ball down the field. So.
Also big situations for you as well. Talk about your game today. How do you feel about just ending your preseason career? Going into the season?
Yeah, coaches talked to me a little bit and said they wanted to get me a little bit more reps this week. So, I just took that and ran with it. Every time I was on the field, I was going to give it my best effort, and, that's what I always do. So. I think I'm a big physical back. I can play multiple positions, and I'm a smarter football player than a lot of people may see. So.
From your relationship with Trey at North Dakota State, how happy are you to have him in the room? Have you talked to him yet? And what are those conversations?
No, I haven't talked to him yet, but I'm going to send him a text tonight. Pretty excited that I get to be teammates with him again. Haven't been teammates since that COVID season when he only had 1 game. So it'll be fun. I've kept up with him throughout the years here. So they're really looking forward to it.
What does he bring on and off the field, in your opinion?
I think Trey is probably one of the best leaders that I've been around in the locker room before. He's always has positive energy, which really helps in the huddle, no matter what kind of game, how the game's going. So really does that well. And off the field, he's a really special guy too. We've had plenty of conversations, just talking life and stuff too. So
for you, having been around him and now been around Dak and Cooper, what do you think he can gain from that quarterback room when he does come in?
I think just experience. Trey's a young quarterback, and Dak and Coop have a lot of experience in games, and I think they can, all build off each other too. So.
For you, yards after catch was big tonight. Talk about being able to just grab it and go off for it.
Yeah, like I said before, just taking an opportunity to run with it, and just trusting my abilities. We've been practicing really hard for the better end of a month and a half now, so just trusting my instincts and going with it.
Mike talked about you guys all rallying around Will. How important was that for you guys?
It was really important. He did a spectacular job today running this offense, and I have a lot of respect for him as a quarterback and as a teammate.
The timing's right, I guess. Maybe it was fun.
But seriously, does it give you a different perspective and appreciation? I know you have a lot of respect already for football.
No, for sure. As you said, I've got a lot of respect for it. I've been around for a while, so kind of understand the flow, kind of understand what you're trying to get. Knowing the quarterback, knowing what he's good at, knowing what he's wanting to do, I think is a huge part of it. And so, I give credit to that as much as me calling a couple of plays. As that guy played his ass off, and anytime a quarterback plays like that, it doesn't matter who's calling the plays.
Beyond the respect aspect of it and understanding what a play call is going through, is there something that is actually beneficial for you as a quarterback to be on that side of it and just see the entire process in that way?
As I said, I've been around for a while, so that it wasn't anything that I didn't understand that these guys put so much time and they put a lot of effort into. Once again, it's preseason football. Those guys gave us 3 coverages on the other side, and so I'm not going to sit here on my high horse like I just called the Super Bowl or something. So it was a game, and it was fun. It was fun to do and fun to experience that.
What do you think of Will?
As I said, man, just played his ass off. That's who Will is. That's who Will's been from the time that he's been here, and it was awesome that he got to go out there and put that performance on display. And hope the rest of the world, the rest of the league saw that and took notice. Obviously, understand it's a business. That's a first-round talent, and you're always trying to make your team better. But that was the front office, so we're going to welcome him as we do any teammate, and hopefully just he makes us better, and then we're going to continue to get back at it and know we've got one goal as a team.
Do you know anything about him, like paths crossed and all?
Paths crossed, I guess, during his draft process for a marketing thing, and seemed like a great kid. Knows he's a great kid. Knows he's a great guy, I should say. And as I said, ready to welcome him to the team.
fact of the trade surprise you at all?
To be honest with you, I'm not surprised by anything anymore. You've been in this league 8 years, been on this team. It's hard to say that I was surprised, to be honest with you.
There was some speculation that this move would somehow strengthen the Cowboys' negotiating position with you when it comes to contract talks. Do you feel that it does?
I believe that talks, and those talks in the office where business is handled. So, I mean, that'll come a time when that happens, and so.
Would you have expected to hear from Jerry on this beforehand? He said he didn't tell you. Would you have expected a heads up?
I mean, I can't say that I necessarily expected it, no. I understand that as business, I understand that they're probably on a timeline. They need to get something done. And as I said, he felt like that strengthened his team. And, as I said, ready to welcome him. And, I mean, we knowing the strength of the quarterback room that we have, honestly, right now, I mean, my heart and my mind is with Will. And so it's a tough situation, honestly. Love that guy to death over there. Plays his ass off. Comes in, prepares the right way each and every day. And I mean, as I said, we're gonna welcome Trey, and that's what you do for a teammate. I mean, we're excited. I'm excited. I'm always there to help somebody, help a teammate. Very selfless person.
Hey, I'm J Mac. This is J Mac Sports 24/7. Thank you for coming to my channel. If this is your first time coming to this channel, I really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. If it's not your first time, you've been here before, thank you. Thank you for coming back. As we talk about the Dallas Cowboys, if I let you know how I feel about the preseason game we just won and the trade that we just made with the 49ers. A lot have happened. I think I'm excited again. I was totally surprised. I wasn't expecting the players to perform at the level they played at. I know it's a preseason game, but it was exciting for once to see them show up. Here we have Will Grier playing lights out, shocking the world. Yes, it's a preseason game, but it was preseason. It was twos and threes on twos and threes. It wasn't like the first two preseason games where our twos are playing their ones, and then Hunter Luepke, what? There was another Billy Johnson, number 80, Billy Johnson. For us old heads, Billy White Shoe Johnson. It was just enjoyable to watch. It was enjoyable to watch the preseason game so far, and it gave me a little excitement with regard to anticipation, with regard to what the team is expected to do when the season starts. It's something I was looking for. I mean, I see so many other teams in the preseason, yes, preseason, but they're playing like it's their, they need it. They playing as if it's the last game on earth. They're playing as they need to put food on the table. And we weren't playing like that. We played like that. We finally played like that. As if they was trying to put food on the table. And I was amazed at Will Grier. I mean, he was locked in. Dude was locked in. He was dropping dimes. He was looking at second and third reads. Had decent foot movement in the pocket. Ran when he was required to run, when he had to run. His play action was on point. And then Hunter Luepke, as I'm number 43, again, a North Dakota State player. You know what he reminded me of, right? He reminded me of Moose Johnson. I mean, I like this guy. He's playing like he need food on the table. He played like he needed food on the table. One of my observations of this third preseason game were how everyone seemed to be locked in. I mean, except for that one bonehead penalty by Joseph, you're this lining up in a neutral zone. Oh my gosh. How long has he been playing for the Cowboys right now? I mean, how long has he been in the league right now? And you're gonna line up. I mean, so it was third down, and we end up, giving them another series of, I think they may have scored a field goal. I think so, but outside of that one bump, well, I mean, Will Grier did miss the ball once, but he attempted to try to pick the ball up, and he failed in the attempt, and he did the smart thing. Instead of compounding the mistake, he failed on the ball to live another day. Outside of that, Will was on point. I noticed how the on defense out, one of my pet peeves that bothers me so much. One of my pet peeves, and it's at almost every level, except for when you first started playing, because they teach you how to tackle in pee-wee football and midget football. They teach you how to tackle. But once you get up some size and get some age on you, you get into the weight room, you put a little muscle on, and you got a little strength to your body. You don't want to wrap up anymore. You want to just hit someone. You want to be a Ronnie Lott, a Darren Woodson, That's what you want to be. You want to be just, and you don't realize the other person you're trying, he's a man. He's a grown man now. And so he's not the little boy in midget pee-wee football. He's a grown man. And you want to go ahead and try to throw your shoulder at him. And a lot of times you're going to bounce off. What I saw in this third preseason game, players were wrapping up, and then driving. That's how you tackle. You wrap up, shoulder, head to the side, you wrap up, you go low, and you grab and you dig into the ground, and you drive them backwards, but you wrap up. I love that. I love that sound, fundamental football. I was about to say basketball. Sound, fundamental football. I love that. A thinking man's game. Everyone was just on point. I just loved it. And another thing I noticed, protecting the football. Everyone was protecting the football. They was wrapping up, just totally wrapping covering the ball up as they should. I noticed these little small detailed things I'd be paying attention to, and that's what was happening. And then there's, just flat out kudos to Mike McCarthy for allowing Will Grier to showcase. I mean, he was told that he's not going to be on the team in so many words because of Trey Lance being traded to the Cowboys. So you allow this man to showcase what talents he have to increase his probability of being picked up by another team. That's pretty cool. That's cool. And Will, he had an opportunity and he took it. He played with no fear. He played with no fear whatsoever. He didn't play as if anyone was coming behind him, to replace him. He just played football. And then I watched, if you watch his post game interview, he was like, oh my gosh, you can tell he didn't want to leave the team. You can tell he doesn't want to leave the team. He want to stay with the team. He's probably one of those players and one of those fans like we are that always wanted to be with the Cowboys and grew up liking the Dallas Cowboys. And he didn't want to lose. He didn't want to leave. He does not want to leave the team. He wants to stay with the Cowboys. You can tell he does. But he understands it's a business, but I like this guy. I like that he played. My last video I was on him, maybe my first two, because I want players to play as if it's their last game. If they need to put food on the table, I don't want players. This is auditioning. You're playing. You can't have any fear. You can't be fearful to make mistakes. You got to gamble and you got to use your skill sets. You got to go for the gusto. That's what you got to do. And Will did that. He just played. Not just Will, the entire team. I mean, the way this Hunter Luepke guy, Oh God, we need a. Oh, I would love to see him as a fullback for the Dallas Cowboys for us to be in the I formation again. I would just love that with he and Tony Pollard. He can catch out of the backfield. He looks like he's going to block for you. He's the same size. What's Moose Johnson? I think Moose was what 6'2", 225, 230. No, Moose, I got some 6'2", 238 pounds. Moose Johnson, Hunter Luepke is 6'1", 236. So they're pretty much the same size. Pretty much the same size. And so why not get this guy an opportunity to play fullback for the Dallas Cowboys? Because he's willing to block. I want to see another. I want to see him play again, of course, in the next preseason game. But he does. To me, he deserves another try at it. He really does. Again, I just love the way we paid attention to detail against the Raiders. I just didn't think the Raiders had an answer for our twos. It just gave. And then just to see, and then when the camera would go on the sideline and see the starter sitting there, see Lamb, and then you got Dak Prescott QB1 calling the plays, and he called a heck of a game. I'm thinking, oh man, this cat may have another career with the NFL as an offensive play caller. And his bootlegs was on point that he called for Will Grier. And I just love the way it was an all around great performance by the twos and the threes. They played as if they was trying to put food on the table. I cannot say that enough. They was playing as if they was hungry, and they was not fearful to make mistakes. Played. They used their brains. They wrapped the ball up. When it was when they hit the ball, they wrapped their tackles up when they was tackling. I just love all of that. I'm really happy. I'm just really happy how I saw the twos played, and it looks like that. Some players may have won a second look, and I hope that Hunter Luepke did. And I don't know about Will Grier, because I don't know much about Trey Lance. I have a couple articles that I've seen on Facebook regarding Trey Lance and how some folk overthink it and some folk are on point with it. This is my view. And so here we have, I saw a guy put on Facebook, doing the trade. I guess he's referring to the Cowboys or to Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. You should be looking at a new Aikman or Romo, not another Prescott bad trade. Now, how dumb is that? How dumb is that? Okay, that's his opinion. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. That's his opinion. My bad. Okay, he goes, you should be looking at a new Aikman or Romo. Now, okay, first of all, Romo wasn't even drafted. So who was looking at Romo? If anything, they were looking at Romo to be a backup. They wasn't looking at Romo to be a starter. So you put it. I'm trying to critically break this comment down. Okay, you should be looking at another Aikman. Okay, Aikman, he was the first pick in the draft in an '89 draft. He was the number one pick in the entire NFL. So when you comparing, okay, and also, Aikman didn't have a good season his first year. I mean, the Cowboys won in 15. But I don't know this. I don't know how old this person is. I don't know how long he's been a Cowboy fan. I don't know if he was just talking tongue in cheek, whatever. But I saw that comment, and it's just like, okay, let me go ahead and put this up. But then I saw another fan, Cowboy fan. This is a low risk move. Giving up a 4th round pick feels well worth it. Worst case, we upgraded at number 3 QB. Best case, he develops. Now, that tells me that's some critical thinking in that comment. Dude, Eric Wade put some critical thought in that. I would sign off on that comment. It's a 4th round pick that we give up. We didn't think that was going to be Dak Prescott. I mean, it's nice, but we should be okay. And furthermore, this guy was a first round draft pick, Trey Lance, and he was in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people around him. So a lot of times you need a new environment to succeed. If I recall, I'm just going to throw anybody out there. Nate Newton. Nate Newton was, before there was free agency, there was something called Plan B, free agency. I mean, Nate Newton didn't think he was going to be able to play in the National Football League. And he got another opportunity. He got with the right people. And Nate should be in the Hall of Fame at some point. Nate Newton, the Big Kitchen, should be in the Hall of Fame at some point. So again, it really depends a lot of times on your environment, who you have playing with you, what kind of coaches you have, if you have a quarterbacks coach, and so I'm willing to gamble a 4th round draft pick to see if this guy can be a future. And also, there is some, tongue-in-cheek discussion where, this could provide some leverage for Jerry Jones when it's time to do some negotiation for Dak and his new upcoming contract. So if he performed, that is, Trey Lance. So let's slow it down and see what happens. Get this guy some time to get his feet wet, see what it's about playing. And then, who does not elevate their game when it comes to the Cowboys? Everyone, you on center stage. You playing for the Dallas Cowboys. You're not playing for the 49ers. You're not playing for the filthy Eagles. You're not playing for, the dirty Steelers. You're not playing for, the sorry Miami Dolphins. You're not playing for, you playing for America's team. So you elevate your game. And this is his opportunity. Plus, I mean, think about it. He was he was demoted in his own house. And then he started to hear that, all right, you're going to be on the street. So this is an opportunity for this man to go ahead and want to eat, put some food on the table, and just don't, there's no pressure on this guy really. Yeah, you're playing for the Cowboys, but you're not coming in to be a starter. You're not coming in, you're not a 1st round draft pick by the Dallas Cowboys or any team other than the 49ers. So I think that is well said. Last comment I saw from Mark Blankenship. This is what happens when you play them year one. He has good mechanics and he's smart. He will be okay. Look at Justin Fields. The Bears played him and he got destroyed. He will get hurt this year. Let these guys sit a year. Young in Carolina will be out by week 4. He's going to get hammered. And I kind of agree with it. I saw Young and, he to me looked like a deer in the headlights. And when you go to Bama, one of those type of schools, again, I don't really follow college football as I do college basketball, but you have not only do you have incredible talent that's starting, you have starters who are not starting that could be starting elsewhere. So the depth at the teams that, Young played at, or the guy playing for Filthy Eagles, the quarterback, when you have starters and then starters replacing starters and starters replacing starters, you should shine. You should shine. You should shine every down. Okay. So that's my take. Again, I'm really happy to see the Cowboys players look like they wanted to play football. They played as they wanted to put food on the table. And Dak Prescott called a really nice game. Kind of shocked me. I'm shocked a lot of folk, I'm sure, of his play selections. And then there was really excellent play from Hunter Luepke. And I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, but I like this cat. And I like soldiers. he's not trying to be a captain. He's not trying to be an officer. He's a soldier, and when you're a soldier and you want to be a soldier, you will succeed. That's who you want around you. And I like this cat, this kid, and I would like to see more of him. And I'm starting to get a little excited about the boys, just by watching a preseason that they looked like they wanted to play, and not only that, they looked like they were all locked in and knew what position they were supposed to be in, or they weren't turning the ball over, other than that stupid bonehead in the neutral zone play, and the miscue by Will, but he ended up saving the ball. It was almost a perfect game for the Cowboys, and it felt like we couldn't be stopped. I mean, no, it wasn't. I mean, again, I know it's the twos against the twos and threes and threes, so I'm hype about that. I'm hype about the fact that our twos play as they should have played, and that was exciting to me. So I'm excited about the season now. It's knowing that we have some studs on the sideline. So, if this is your first time coming to my channel, I really, really appreciate if you would consider subscribing to the channel. If you got this far into the channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Please hit that subscribe button for me and like button for me. And also turn on the notification bell so when I get some new content thrown up, you'll be first notified. Share it with your friends, share it with your spouse, your colleague, your kid, it's helping me, grow the channel. So please smash that like button like your life depended on it. And if all means, please consider subscribing to the channel. This is J Max Sports 24/7, and I am out.